Hello everyone, so we are here with a new problem, and this is Leetcode problem, which is a medium kind of problem. Let's see the problem, and the problem name is lateral combination of a phone number. Okay, so first understand the problem and then see the approach. So in this problem we have given a string, and this string contain digit from 2 to 9. Okay, so it can contain 2 and 9 also inclusively, and we have to return the combinations from it. What it mean by this? So as you see in the old phones we have this type of keypad, right? And we have, let's suppose, 2, and this 2 represent ABC, and if we take this 8, it represents TUV. Similarly, there are more special things like 7 consists of PQRS. This 9 represents WXYZ, right? And similarly all these digits from 2 to 9 represents some sort of characters, right? And what we have to return, we have to basically we have some digit, combination of digit as a string, and for each digit we have to create the combinations. What do you mean by this? Let's take an example. So if you see this example 2 3, so 2 represents to ABC and 3 represents to DEF. So this 2 represents to ABC and this 3 represents to DEF, right? So combination means we take this A and then combine with each character. So how it is? It is like A, then combined with D, then A again, then combined with E, then A again, then combined with F. Similarly, take B combined with D. Similarly, take B combined with E. Similarly, take B combined with F. Similarly, now we can take this C and combine with D, and then C combined with E, and then this C combined with F. And this is a combination of characters we get from this 2 and 3, and we have to return in this array, right? And we have to solve this problem. Here now you can see this is 2 3. If it is 2 3 4, so this 4 represents what? This 4 represents GHI, and what we have to do, we have to like take A, then D, and then this AD is combined with G, then H, then I. Similarly, then I have to take A, then E, then GHI. So we basically doing the same task again and again and again. If this digit increase, we have to do this task again and again and again. And it basically, whenever some task we are doing again and again and again, in that case we basically use recursion to solve it. Let's see how we can use recursion in order to solve this problem. Okay, so when we talk about recursion, okay, so there are basically two things. So first we are talk about the base case. So what do you mean by base case? Base case is basically a very small input for which we can directly give the output. We don't have to think about it. Okay, what do you mean by this? Let's suppose if I give you the input like 2 3 4 1 sorry 2 3 4 9 5, then and if I ask you what is the output or what are the combinations for that digit, so you have to think about it, you have to compute it, and then you give the output, right? You can't give me the output directly. So base case is basically that type of small input for which you can directly give the output, right? So in that case, what you think, what is the very small input we have, right? So for that you can see this test case. Here we have an empty string, which is empty digit string, and for this we can simply return an empty array. So this is the perfect base case for us. In this, what we can do, we can check if the length of this digit string, if it is 0, what we have to do, we can simply return an empty array. And how recursion works? Recursion said that for small input value, give me the output. Okay, recursion said for the small input value, give me the output, and for the remaining input, I will give you the output, right? So for this part we have to work, and for the other part recursion work. So this is the power that recursion gives us, that we have to work on small part, and for the other part recursion works and gives us the output. How it is possible? Let's understand this. So let's suppose if I take an example, a simple example, which is 2 3 and 4. So recursion said, okay, I will give you the answer for this 3 4. So what is the answer for this 3 4? So this 3 represents DEF and this 4 represents GHI. So recursion gives us like D, G, DH, DI, EG, EH, EI. Then DG, DH, and then EG, and then F, G, FH, and Fi. Similarly, that is the output which is given by recursion for this 3 4, and for this 2 we have to give the output. So what is the output? A, B, and C. Now what we have to do? We basically have to take this A and append this A with everyone, like A, right? And similarly, we have to take this B and append it. We have to take this C and append it. And that's how we basically create our output. Let's understand this. So let's take one example and understand how we basically use recursion. Now let's suppose this is the array, sorry, this is the string we have as input. Now we can check, is the length of this string is 0? No, so it is not our base case. So we basically give the small part of input to the recursion or big part of input to the recursion. So we said, okay, give me the output of 3. So that is the work I have to done, right? Now you can see the base case said, if the digit length is 0, I can do something, otherwise I can't do something. Then its length is 1, so recursion can't do anything. Then I said, okay, can you do for this empty string? Recursion said, oh yeah, that is the work I can do, and recursion gives us output as an empty array. Now what we do? We basically see what this 3 represents. So 3 represents to DEF, right? And whatever the input which is given to us, right, we have to take each character and append within this array. So now you can see this array contains an empty string. So when we combine this D with an empty string, it becomes D. So what we do? We basically create one more output, and when we combine this D with an empty array, it becomes D. Then we take this E and combine with this empty array, it becomes E. Then we take this F and combine, it becomes F. Now this is the new output we have. Now we can basically return this, right? Now you can see for this part we have the answer for recursion. Now for this 2, what we do? We will check this 2 represents A, B, and C. Now what we do? We basically take this A and combine with each output we get from the recursion. Let's see how. We take this A and combine with D, it becomes AD. We take this A combined with E, it becomes AE. Take this A combined with F, it becomes AF. Similarly, we take this B combined with D, it becomes BD. We take this B combined with E, we take this B combined with F, and similarly we take this C and combine with D, and this C combined with D, and this E and combined with C combined with F, and this is the output we can simply return, and that's how we can solve it using recursion. If you not get this, we can see the code, and that will help you to understand it more clearly. So from 2 to 9, I basically use a hash map, and for each digit I get the required character, list of characters. And what we do, this is the base case. So this is the base case. In this, if the length of digit is 0, we have to return the empty array. Let's suppose in starting the digit we have is 2 and 3. Now at this point the length is 2, so we basically give the smaller part to solve. And what is the smaller part? The smaller part is 3. Now again the length is not 0, so we again give the smaller part, which is an empty string, and now it will return an empty array, right? This empty array is our small output. Now when we reach at this point, is this 3 point, this is the digit I have, and this digit at 0 is basically represents this 3, and we basically say this 3 represents DEF. This DEF is stored in this string, and I will take one output array, right? And if the small output means if this is empty, as you can see this is empty, what we do, we take each character in this string, we have DEF, we take each character and append it in the answer array, right? So what it becomes DEF. So in this answer array, what we have now, we have D, we have E, and we have F. So now this contains DEF, and at this point we have DEF, and now this returns to this part. Now we again reach to that point, and this small output contains DEF, right? Now at this position the 0th index string is 2. So for this 2 we have ABC, right? And at that point the small output is not equal to 0 because it contains DEF, right? So for I, we take in this string, what we have now, we have ABC. So we take A, and whatever the string present in this small output, we append everything with this, like I, we append I with this and push it into this newly created array, and that's how we basically combine A, then B, then C to this DEF. And after going through this, we have to return the answer, and let's see, we get the required output. So yes, you can see for 3 2 3 we have A D A E A F, B D B E B F, C D C E C F. Let's submit this problem, and it works. So I hope you like this problem, you like the concept of recursion, how it basically works. And if you have any doubt, you can comment out, I will surely help you here. And thank you.